What's good, everyone, and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we are reacting to Is Skies Forever Blue? Foreshadowing for Deltarune. Now, I never heard of Blue Foreshadow. Forever Skies Forever Blue. Never heard of them. This is a first for me. And if they are foreshadowing Deltarune, that would be an interesting thing to go over. So, yeah. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button if you did enjoy the video. Hit this. Oh, wait. Did I mix the two up? Sorry, I'm out of it today. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button to support the channel and the content provided. Hit the notification button to be notified immediately when a new video comes out. Tell me what you think of this after you see the whole video in the comment section below. Also, if you have any videos you want me to react to, leave it down in the comment section below. I'll react to it as soon as possible. I'm taking suggestions and I'll react to them, as I said before, as soon as possible. Could be the next day, could be the day after that, could be next week, I don't know. I try to do all my reactions. Forget it, I'll do that a different day. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this video. Let's start, shall we? Oh, and before I forget, the link to this video will be down in the description below. So if you want to see it uninterrupted and all that, you know where to go. Check the description. The link will be there. And give them love and support for making this video.
Deltarune. Oh, it looks like Toby put out a cool video for a new game. Or, wait, is this a new game? I don't see any indication that this is an upcoming release. And the Fangamer page just called it, girl. Wait, guys. I think this might be Dragon Blazers.
You mean that game Noelle was talking about that has breeding and all that? Oh wait, I think I'm thinking of a different game that she was talking about. Yeah, anyway, it's a game Noelle was talking about, so that's actually pretty interesting that they actually got into that immediately. Huh.
For those who missed it, Skies Forever Blue is a music video, composed, scripted, and commissioned by Toby Fox, which was just uploaded to Atoki Hana's YouTube channel to celebrate the anniversary. At first glance, this appears to be just a sweet little video about a girl in a video game falling in love with the player and attempting to work up the courage to confess her feelings to them. At least, that's what I thought when I first watched it. After all, Toby has been known to collaborate and promote non-Deltarune content from time to time, such as this tweet about the upcoming Pokemon Violet and Scarlet. But hey, just because some of the sprites seem a little similar to the Deltarune characters, doesn't mean it's related, right? Maybe it's just an aesthetic choice. Wait, wasn't this ending scene in the game supposed to be in a grassy field? Why is everything covered in ice? Is she falling through the seams in the game's code, into the unknown darkness beyond the veil? Cause that's what this looks like. Look at that static. Look at those glitchy pixels. There's no way Toby did this on accident. The little chunks of ice floating around here resemble the Ice Palace sprite from the weird Spampton Sweepstakes ARG2. That is super uncanny. Now, if this is Dragon Blazers, it should be noted that Dragon Blazers often acts as a sort of in-universe reflection of Deltarune, likely because the main characters are familiar with the series, and it influences their perceptions of the Dark World.
That's a bit of a stretch, but I can kind of see where you're going with this. Since Toby has an uncanny lore going on here and theory-based stuff going on. I mean, he could be giving us hints, it could be foreshadowing, and we probably wouldn't even know. Probably have to look for the source code and all that. Probably try to find even a simple resemblance. So it wouldn't be too surprising, but I don't know. Gotta need more proof.
Worlds and
So
their roles within
hit me
them.
with it.
And if that's the case, I don't think it would be a stretch to suggest that what we're seeing here is foreshadowing regarding the disappearance of Des. But why Des? Well, ever since the Spampton sweepstakes, there have been a lot of little hints suggesting this. In particular, Spampton hinting that we need to find her, which is also the name of the song that plays on this page here with the guitar when you type Des's name into the URL. This is functionally the same song that plays when Noelle is in her room in the Queen's mansion, and you know what that song is called? Lost Girl. But Bread, I hear you say, we don't even know if this character is a girl, maybe they just like wearing white dresses, and white and pink ribbons. How do we know this video has any connection to Des at all? And that's a good point. Oh, hey, what's that hidden just beneath the cut off of the description? A link to the website toby.fangamer.com/girl. What a not extension name. And what's that down there if we scroll all the way to the bottom of the page? There she is, standing all alone in the darkness, in the void, staring longingly into, dare I say, heaven. Need more proof? Let's rewind a bit and watch that part again, where she falls off the ice and into the void. If we look closely, we can see her white ribbon fly off her head. Or, wait, is that pink? The sprite work depicts this ribbon as white, with pink highlights, but the animations depict a light pink ribbon. White and pink ribbons, where have I? Wait, no way. Is this a reference to the twin ribbon in Deltarune?
If that is the case, that would be amazing. But if that is the case, does that mean that Des is in a different dark world that we have to break her out of? Do we have to go Mario and fight a boss to save the princess? And wait, that actually might be the case. Wouldn't be the first time that kind of reference was used, saving the princess and all that.
This is a store item, but if you
Of
take the
course, it's
white
gonna be
ribbon
it.
in Chapter 1 or the pink ribbon in Chapter 2 and try to equip either of them to Noelle, she'll say that they feel familiar, almost like she's seen them before. But if you bring them to Malleus, he confuse them into the twin ribbon, which Noelle will describe as nostalgic. Now, you might say that this is just a reference to the item in her favorite video game, but if I might be so bold, I'd like to propose that this is not merely a familiar in-game item. I believe this is actually Des's ribbon, which was lost in the dark world when she got trapped in the dark. Why do I think this? Well, watch that animation again. The ribbon flies off her head, into the sky, and then it twinkles into a pink star, exactly the same way the other light world items do when they enter the dark world for the first time. At this point, I would be utterly shocked if these ribbons did not initially belong to the holidays. But if that's the case, why hasn't Chris tried to tell Noelle? Surely if they found signs of Des, they'd want to let their friend and neighbor know, right? Oh, but they have. Not out loud, of course, because if they did that, we'd be able to overhear it. And Chris seems to be taking great pains to keep us in the dark about their true intentions. But I do think Chris has found a way to tell Noelle, and once again, the secret to this lies in the items.
That and probably him kicking us out of his own body and doing whatever he wants. That's also another factor that could be, well, the thing that is mainly true. I mean, come on, everyone. He kicked us out of his body multiple times, so it wouldn't be a surprise if he actually kicked us out of his body to tell Noelle something that only he would know, or give her like a clue. I mean, seriously?
Ready? In Chapter 1, the player can find an item called the Dice Brace. This bracelet seems to be one of those letter bead bracelets that kids make in school sometimes in arts and crafts. If you check it, the narrator is pretty careful not to describe it in detail to us, simply stating that it's a bracelet made out of symbol-inscribed cubes. But if we equip it to Ralsei, he claims that the letters on the bracelet spell friendship. Why does that matter? Well, later, when we give it to Noelle, she says that Chris jumbled it, which, at first glance, that doesn't sound suspicious at all. We already know Chris is a prankster. But let's stop and think about this. We know what letters are available here. So if Chris were using this to prank Noelle, we should be able to use process of elimination to narrow down what they said. Now, maybe I'm just way too family friendly for my own good, but I can't think of any swear words you can spell with these letters. And even if we just want to go for normal insults, the best I can do is like nerdish, fiendish, or maybe a death threat like die or perish. But the thing is, Noelle doesn't read what Chris wrote aloud for us, and as far as I can tell, she doesn't even prank them back or relate this to another story of Chris messing with her like she usually would. She just goes quiet, almost like she's lost in thought. And for the longest time, I had no idea what Chris could have possibly said to garner this reaction, until the Spampton ARG gave us Find Her. Yep. Once you see Toby's video from this lens, there's a lot to say about this. There's this unnamed girl's cry of pain as she falls into the darkness. There's those weird bubbles that seem to rise from hell's depths. There's the way that this girl seems to become stronger and more bold as the game replays again and again. And the way the world seems to break more and more, the stronger she becomes. There's the way the glitchiness seems to mirror the weird glitchy version of Cat Petters from Noelle's blog. But before we close out, there's one more thing I need to talk about, and that is this Save Select screen. This is actually a
Holy that totally looks like Deltarune's kind of save file. Maybe? I think I've seen this save file before. The save selection file stuff. Just don't remember what
Deltarune rabbit
or
hole I
where
lost
I see it.
myself in halfway through last video. I'm sure you've all noticed by now that the file select seems to change a bit between a pre-chapter 1 and post-chapter 1 run. The pre-chapter 1
Yeah.
save sounds a lot like Gaster, and has all these weird little flags and comments that can be triggered through really obscure means, like the threat variable, which tracks how many times you've started the process of deleting a save file, and says, very interesting, when that number reaches 10, and only 10. Yet, okay, that thing. So, already, it seems like the game's world exists beyond the bounds of what is directly observable to us, the player. This seems to be reinforced by the fact that Chris already has a save file before we reach the first save point, which some have taken as evidence that Chris has been to the dark world before, even though this is actually how the game looks whenever you save in the light world. And that is a whole other terrifying can of worms to consider, because when you delete a save file in this menu, and then try to start over, it actually erases Chris's save in the new save slot before you even start up the game. And that is deeply unsettling, because that is exactly what happens in this music video. Each run of the game changes the way the next session plays out, and attempting to replay the game seems to, somehow, actually erase or even corrupt parts of it, just like it does with this.
Maybe it is foreshadowing something. But if Des is a part of Deltarune, and she is trapped in the Dark World, then the question I have is, when will we see her? It's obvious we're going to see her sometime in the future, but the question is, which Dark World? Are we going to see her in Chapter 3? Are we going to see her in Chapter 4? 5? Maybe we're going to see her at the end? Maybe 7? 8? It's kind of a curious thing that one has to wonder. And it truly caught my interest.
Its initial save file. And then at the end here, all the save slots are just empty, like there's nothing left, like this is the genocide run, and we erased the whole world. Even the girl singing the song has reverted back to the initial refrain, like she's lost all her progress. And, what's happening to the graphics? Hey? Wait a flipping second. What just happened to the Japanese subtitles? They were completely normal before we got to this point, and now for some reason it's almost entirely katakana? Not only is that really weird, but that's also kind of ominous, because by changing this word right here from kanji to hiragana, we actually make it a homonym, and it opens it up to different interpretations. So now, instead of reading
Hmm.
that the world is saved, you could read this as, this world has been scooped up, as in we hollowed it out like a pumpkin, and left it completely empty, so that nothing, not even the memories, remain.
Oh,
And that's
shoot.
spacing. I've seen the game space its words like that before, and, it's pretty much always been either a skeleton or gaster when that happens. Wait,
No.
is that why the apparent last boss of this game is some kind of skeleton dragon? Oh merciful doggy overlord, please give us full-bodied gaster blaster skeleton dragons. That would be so awesome. Can you even imagine? What do you guys think? Is Toby's new video some kind of weird gateway into the next chapter of
Hmm.
ever-expanding ARG that is Deltarune? A cute little video that has no bearing on anything whatsoever? Let me know down in the comments, and special thanks to Claire Puppy Love for the help with the Japanese, and to Sans the Skeleton on Discord for getting me started down this dark and terrible path with the save files, and my editors, and patrons, and all of my viewers and, did. Did you hear something? Oh geez,
Okay. Now this is interesting. Now, my thoughts on this subject is that it's not really either. I think this is meant to give us some idea of what happened to Des, and that she's trapped into the dark world. And that in the future, we're gonna have to go to a certain part of the dark world, or different realm of the dark world, that has her trapped there that we have to free her from. And that world is going to be around Dragon Blazer. I said the name right, right? Uh, yeah, Dragon Blazers. That's what I'm getting from this. That is the evidence I'm understanding. And that's all I can really say about the subject, because this is the case in the matter. So, to put into summary, this thing is basically telling us that Death is doing what we usually do in the dark world. But every time she gets to the end, she goes back to the beginning, like in an endless loop. And that might make sense, because every time we enter the dark world, it's usually the way out is closing the fountain. So it could be that either the fountain doesn't exist yet, or it does exist, it just hasn't revealed itself, but she can't escape because the way to close it is by when Chris or us uses our soul to close the gate. And that might be the factor to stop it. I mean, to get her back. We have to head to the Dark World, well, specifically the Dark World she's in, and seal up the gate and leave with her. I don't know, it sounds like the case, but I could be wrong. So, yeah. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit the like button down below, hit the subscribe button to support the channel, support the content provided, and so on and so forth. Hit the notification button, as I said before, to be notified immediately when a new video comes out. Tell me your thoughts on this whole for Skies Forever Blue thing and what you believe it means. Because I think it is a bit of foreshadowing, but it's more of telling us that eventually we're going to go to a dark world where we're saving someone that's a lighter and getting them out of there. So, yeah. So anyway, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. The link to this video will be down in the description below. And other than that, I'll see you all next time. Bye.